Voice of Nigeria is the only institution that was established by the federal government to amplify positive narrative about Nigeria and Nigerians, about Africa and Africans. And therefore, there can't be a better place for ICPC to tell its story about what it's doing than Voice of Nigeria. I am also here to say that we are here for you. We are partners in progress. We are a brand you can rely on to tell your story. Because I follow a lot of programs, dedicated programs that you do, particularly on NTA, on ICPC, that is a one-stop shop. I'd like to commend the team for what you're doing, because we're in the age of noise, misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. And therefore, no institution should be tentative about telling its own story. The era of being tentative about telling your own story is over. You have to be deliberate, you have to be intentional in telling your own story, so that the good work is not enough to work. You must let the people know that you are working. And the only way you can do it is to leverage on the media. But I want you to see Voice of Nigeria as one platform that you can use in amplifying your story. But the mandate has remained the same. Tell Nigeria and African story to the world. That is our mandate. And we do it in 8 languages, 4 local and 4 international. Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, and Fulfulde. English, naturally, because it's our international language, French, Arabic, and Swahili. And since my assumption of office in October last year, I've remained determined, working with my team members, the directors and staff of Voice of Nigeria, to consolidate and build on the legacies of the founding father and all those that had the opportunity to lead Voice of Nigeria, including other management staffs, to continue to tell Nigeria and African story in a deliberate, intentional manner, to create truthful, believable, and positive narrative about Nigeria and Nigerians, Africa and Africans. The good work that you do here, we are willing to partner with you, to collaborate with you, to create more public awareness. Because what people see about ICPC, and as a reporter, I've had the cause to tell people, I say what you see about ICPC is when arrests are made and all of that, but they do a lot in terms of sensitizing people about even not getting involved in corruption at all. But people don't see that. It's one arrest. No. Arrest is almost the end when other efforts are made, and then the arrest. But a lot of sensitization, I know, I've participated in many, in all the geopolitical zone and even at the headquarters here. So we'll want to support you, Chair, in all that you are doing so that you can consolidate. Because we all know the focus of the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to the Renewable Hope agenda. We have a country, and for us to be able to position our country for foreign direct investment, we need to even create the right public perception about our country. Doing that requires that we're able to create positive narrative about our country, not always the negative, the misinformation and disinformation about our own country. So that is why we're here, Chair. I'd like to once again commend you and your team members for what you are doing for the country. I'd like to wish you well for the future. I'd like to assure you that as Director General Voice of Nigeria, see us as your partner that is willing to collaborate with you to tell your story and all the good work you are doing in ICPC.
I'm also delighted to receive you, and I feel humble of what you have said. And on our part, ICPC, as you know, is an agency established the sole aim of fight against corruption in this country. And we know corruption is a serious problem, a challenge, not only in Nigeria, in the whole world. And Nigeria as a country, many people are looking at us that the challenge of corruption is like is something that is well known in Nigeria, which I feel Nigeria is not the only country that has been having the challenge of corruption, because all over the world there is this problem, and also the government is doing its best to see how to tackle the problem of corruption. And also one of the areas or one of the mandates which you have is issue of public enlightenment and education, and your platform is a place where we can use.
You know, even to position anti-corruption agencies like ICPC, people need to know that they are not just focused on the arrest, they are also focused on mitigation. There is a popular, what do you call it, in emergency management. There's what you call the vulture approach and the ego approach. The vulture wait for something, and then the ego approach. There's a change globally about how we even look at emergency. So even in corruption too, the perception, the public perception about ICPC is also important. People understand that they are not just focused on just arrest, they are also focused on sensitizing people even against corruption in the first instance. This effort people need to know, but also people need to know the danger of corruption, you know, so that people don't celebrate those who are even caught in the act, maybe because of certain variables that we know, or certain diversity of our own nation. So it's important that these stories are told first about what ICPC is doing in our local languages, so that people know, both for our local and international audience, but also for people to understand that ICPC is not just focused on just arrest of people. They are also focused, as we see every day, public awareness about the danger of corruption to us as a nation, how we are perceived, and how to even change public perception about that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.